Hey everybody, KC0VI Tom. It was clear when the sun came up when I let little doggy out, Mrs. Crowley, outside for a morning job. Now it's all overcast. Today we want to talk about add-ons on the car for the Apple Carplay Android Auto systems. The Chevy Volt 2013 did not come with Apple Carplay. It probably wasn't available at the time. But the 2021 Chevy Bolt, yeah, they could have picked a better name. That did come with Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. And at first I wasn't sure if I was going to mess around with it, but I started playing with it when I was going to and from work. And it's handy. I mean, I am a firm believer of that, something that, if not Apple CarPlay or Android Auto, something software package like that should be standard in all cars. It really helps you not keep that phone in your hand and you concentrate on driving. I liked it so much that Pooh over here, the 23-foot Class C, I picked up a Jensen for the cab, and I got to do a video on that here real quick before I put her to bed for the winter. But these CarPlay and Android Auto is really nice. You hook your phone up to it. You have some of the apps from your phone, not all of them, because there are some restrictions. For text messaging, it will read you the text messages to you. When you want to send a text, you can tell Siri, or whatever Android calls itself, to Google, I guess, and it will send that text out. Siri has a little hard time with dictation. That first Thanksgiving, I was by myself after TLJ passed. A lot of people were concerned about me, and I was getting invited to a lot of places. And Wednesday night, coming home from work, I had a friend of mine text me and says, "Hey, we want to come up tomorrow morning for Thanksgiving?" And I said, "No." I responded back, says, "No, I already have 6 places to go, but thanks anyway." And he responded back, says, "Well, you don't have to get personal about this." And it kind of struck me a little odd till I looked at the text, brought it up on the phone, and instead of saying sex, it said sex. Like it says, Siri can't do dictation. One thing I've learned over time is talk slower and enunciate each word, and she does a little better job. So what happened was last week at work, taking a little break, perusing through some of the social media places, I came across one of those little ads. There was an ad for an add-on that went on your dash. It's a dash cam. It came with a camera to put on the back end of the car too, so you got front and rear. It will do Android Auto or CarPlay. It's got a lot of nice features. I'll take a look at it here quick. And the box, this is the box, HD card DVR. I mean, okay, let's keep it real short. That ran me about $60, and there was some money for shipping. I got nickel a heart on shipping and sales tax, so it was just like 81 and some odd cents. We'll say $82. A little concerned about that, but heck, we'll just see how this goes. If it works halfway as the other cars do, it's a good deal. But it is made from China. The instruction is poor. Anytime you go from an engineering style language down to the common language, then transpose it over to a different language, you're going from Chinese to English, you lose a lot of stuff. So the manual is very poor written. If anybody out there knows Chinese Mandarin and can convert that over to English, hit some of these little companies up. You could make some good money there just making sure these manuals are correct. A few years ago, we had a foreign exchange student from Japan, and his mom and dad did not speak English very well, could not read English, and he wanted to email him, and he couldn't find a Japanese keyboard. And one of these teachers at the high school got him in contact with me about it, and we found Google Translate. And he went down to the high school to show him at one of the computer labs, and he typed a quick little test letter off to mom and dad and ran it to the translator to Japanese, and he started laughing, and he was explaining how some of it wasn't 100% correct, but he was able to go through and make changes to it, and so that's how he was able to keep in touch with mom and dad while he was here for the year. But again, so I was curious when I got home, so I wrote something in English, sent it to German, then back from German to English, and yeah, it does lose some translation. Let's hop in the car and we'll take a look at this. Yes, Mrs. Crowley, let me get my seatbelt on. She had to come along for the ride. As you can see, it mounts kind of nice on the dash, right above the center stack. Size is quite nice. It's wider than it is taller, just like a rear view mirror. And it doesn't sit up that high. You can see over it, so it's not really blocking the windshield. The only thing I don't like about it is this arm. The suction cups back there and get this arm. This is not a lightweight unit, and that's a lot of leverage on that. I'm just kind of curious how that's going to operate going down the road. I got it sitting on top of the stack, so it shouldn't bounce around too much. The other mount they have is a more permanent. It's got a stick much, and I think I can put that on top of this. I just want to play around and make sure this is going to be good. Let me get my seatbelt on, and we'll fire it up and go for a test drive. Okay, foot on the brake, hit the power button. Car's booting up, Android's booting up. We'll turn down the audio. As you can see, it defaults to the camera on the back of it, looking out the front windshield. Then it goes to this selection. It does have an FM transmitter that you can select one of your presets. So if you want to play music or do texting out of the listen to your text off of it, it'll play it through your sound system, which is kind of nice. Now it just kind of booted up in the last deal. Last time I used it yesterday, I was playing around with it. It is the Google Maps, which I kind of enjoy, knowing where I'm at. This connects through Bluetooth on the Bolt. I use a cable, that way my phone is always charged, which will be fine in here due to the fact that I do have a charge cable in the center stack I can plug in the car when we're going down the road. We'll go ahead and back out of here. Like I said, it's a nice little unit, what little bit I've been playing around with. What we'll do, we'll run to Osage and back. I'll do snippets in here so you guys aren't going through the exciting road trip to Osage. Kind of like to take the Volt out once a week, just for that, just make sure everything's working okay. Make sure the transmission gets oil slapped around and all the other stuff. Tires don't sit. You get flat spots on them. Okay, now we shouldn't be bouncing around too bad here. Like I said, it costs like $60, and then tax and shipping was a little high. I thought the shipping was a little high, but for under $100, it's a nicer unit, and it is nice. I mean, was more surprised out of it when I first played with it yesterday. When it, after I got home after picking it up at the mail, very easy to install. Just went ahead and connected it to Bluetooth, and it's synced up. It plugs in the back side, that little cover there. There's a little cubby in there. It's a 12-volt accessory. You can't say cigarette lighter anymore. That's not nice. And we're going to have to run the heat here a little bit. We're starting to fog up. And once we get going, we can turn that down so it's not noisy. As we're cruising through the metropolis of St. Ansgar. There we go. And Tom's iPad left behind due to the fact that I have that synced up to my phone, that when I'm driving, the cars will let me know that if I left the iPad behind, I'm over at a friend's house or something like that. Also have that, it'll pop up on the iPad that my iPhone's got left behind somewhere, so to get out of sync. We'll get up here, get going a little bit. Kick on the cruise. One thing I was really surprised, it does not give road speed, your speed on the display. You get your time and the day of the week. Yeah. As soon as we get going here, it's got the normal Apple Carplay features. You can scroll through. I got it loaded up with the stuff I need. It will not do any moving map features, which is something Apple restricts. They think that would be too distracting. I always hoped we could use like one of the radar sites to put a map up here with the radar, overlay the Google Maps. So if I'm out on storm patrol or storm spotting, I could actually see what's going on. But they consider that might be too distracting. We'll get a little closer so we can see the display. Peek up over there. Like I said, it's a nice size, good view. I can read everything on it. I can easily reach up and touch it. I do have a text message. I'll show you how the text message. We'll have to turn the sound up. I turned that down when we first got in here. If you hit deal, oh, it's for myself.
Tom said, hello, do you have any plans today? Would you like to reply?
Yes.
What do you want to say to Tom?
Going to watch the Vikings either win or lose against the Bears. The Bears, the game, the humiliation.
It says, going to watch the Vikings either win or lose against the Bears, the game, the humiliation. Do you want to send it or change it?
Send.
Done.
And that's how it is when you send it. Again, you got to be careful when you do dictation with Siri. Again, speak slowly, pronunciate, and also it does not, as you can tell, it did not pick up the changes on my voice doing the imitation. So we'll get back to the map feature. There are a couple apps out there that Google is allowing and Apple is allowing on these devices for radar. They're both paid apps, which is fine for that service. I believe it's not too bad. When I downloaded the free trial of both of them, the first one was a 2-hour delay on the radar, which is absolutely useless for the situation I'm in about storm spotting. And the second one, it was 30 minutes delayed, which, okay, again, not very good for what I want to do. We'll get down here a little closer to Highway 9. We'll pop back in, show you some of the map features. I zoomed out one click. Yet out here in the county where there's not much map features, it's kind of nice to be able to see the intersections, all the gravel roads and some of the county roads here. One thing I use Apple Carplay a lot is I got a 30-minute commute to and from work each way, and using the podcast, I can actually play some technical podcasts through the system, kind of keep me up with technology. So it's kind of handy like that. Plus being able to, again, text safely, receive text and send text, and the map features I really enjoy. One nice thing about is before I leave the house, I can be sitting there in the living room or at the kitchen table, plot out where I'm going to go, save it to the phone, and it will do, turn by turn. We get back here to the home screen, just like, oops. We'll go back here, connect to the phone link, then we got Bluetooth, DVR, where you can actually see what's going on the recorded. It does not come with the SD card, so you got to supply your own. And again, the FM transmitter. DVR, it's not that bad of a camera. It is on a little gimbal mount. You can actually adjust that a little bit. I didn't want to get it too far down. Nice thing about it, since it's below and in front of the rearview mirror, that does not show up in the screen. And we'll get back to, there we go, whoops. The map feature. Yeah, I know you don't like that. Little doggy does not like the beeps. You should see her freak out when the smoke alarm goes off. But since Christy's not home anymore, we don't have to worry about that. Oldest daughter liked to use the smoke detector as the timer for her food. I kept telling her, when that thing goes off, it's well done. So I'm glad she doesn't watch this. We're going to have to slow down a little bit in our intersection and make our turn and head into Osage. And we're getting a little fogged up here. Get the fan back going again. Circulate some air around in here. There are other little apps you could play on this. You could some music apps if you want to listen to certain music off your phone. pretty much an extension. Like it says, there's only a few apps that they restrict you from using. Zoom would probably be one of them, or something along that. FaceTime, due to the fact in a moving vehicle that might be too distracting. Pick our speed back up, and we'll buzz into Osage. If we get into Osage, you'll see a little better features of the map. As you can tell, the audio quality isn't that bad coming from the phone through Bluetooth, then onto the car, the FM system into the car. We're just on the outside of Osage. Again, I'm one clicked out on the zoom. We can zoom that in. All in all, it's not a bad little system for under $100. Road here is a little rough, and the unit does bounce a little bit on that mount, which I was worried about. One of the reasons I didn't want to film all of this, in case the suction cup came free, I would have to drop the camera and dive for that, or let it bounce on the floor, and who knows, it might hit Mrs. Crowley. Don't want that. Tucks in real nice. As we get in here at Osage, we'll hop on 218 and head back to St. Ansgar and have a wrap up of it. Again, music coming off the phone, I was quite impressed how good a quality it was. I didn't want to show too much of that, or play too much of that, I should say, due to the fact that I want to get a copyright hit from YouTube. And let's not talk about that, because that gets me all ramped up and bird by TikTok and all those other ones where the kids can play a whole song lip sync to it. But here on YouTube, you play more than 30 seconds of a song, you get nailed with something. So not sure if the zoom feature for the map is available. Like I said, due to the fact that the instructions was very poor, and we'll just have to play around it as we make our turn here with the light turn green. Every once in a while, I'm not sure if it's the actual Apple Carplay or the phone, the iPhone, or the GPS chip. Once in a while I make a turn like that, it'll actually cause the map to do a full 360 degree. And it's always in the same spot. I'm surprised it didn't do anything like that when we crossed the river down at Halverson Park when we left St. Ansgar. And we'll get going here out of Osage, heading north, back to St. Ansgar. We're going to do a close there. On the setting button, I thought this was settings on the phone, but it's actually settings for CarPlay. You got driving focus, appearance will automatically change or always darken. We got the wallpaper, so we can be able to select a darker wallpaper. And we'll set that. And what else we got? Siri suggestions. So you do have some ability to modify it. Better than nothing. Well, apparently I didn't hit the record button when we pulled in St. Ansgar, so we'll quick shoot the end here. And thanks for watching. Sorry about the audio there. It looked like the mic must have got underneath my sweater here. For under $100, this ain't a bad little system. Like I said, if it wasn't for that goofy little mount, this was bouncing a little bit. I know it's coming down. On the front facing camera, that is adjustable, manually adjusted. What I like about it is it's beneath the rear view mirror, and it's actually ahead of the mirror, and so you're not getting that in the shot. For under $100, yeah, if you come across with these, you want to add the smart feature to your car, connect your phone to it either through Android Auto or Apple Carplay. Do it. I mean, it's nice. I mean, it's just for the safety factor. You're not looking at the phone driving down the road trying to send a text. And like I said, I have 6 sisters, and they're always texting, always asking questions, and it can get kind of frustrating sometimes trying to text. With the dictation, just remember to go slow and enunciate each word, and it seems to do a better job. I could see the Department of Transportation seriously looking at a software package. Don't mandate a particular authored version, but something similar like CarPlay, Android Auto, or whatever Chevy's coming out. Chevy announced that in 2024 model year, they are dropping Android Auto and CarPlay, which really surprised a lot of us. A lot of people enjoy using it, and you know, I retroed 2 older cars with it, vehicles I should say, for just the safety feature. I can text. The navigation I was using mainly for the camper, where you can actually plot down a route from point A to point B and have it turn by turn. So, enough babbling here. Thanks for watching. Sorry about the audio problem. 7-3 everybody. Stay safe. Be sure to tell your friends, neighbors, other hams. Subscribe, hit that bell to get notification when new videos come out. Add comments below. 7-3 everybody.